The unexpected attack on the edge of the Andromeda sector. Earth's outpost Nova 9 sat quietly in the darkness, surrounded by the black void of space. The hum of machines and the faint blinking of lights were the only sounds that marked life here. Lieutenant Mara Kellen walked along the corridor, checking the status panels. Her breath steady but her mind alert. Something felt off. Though nothing in the report suggested danger, the crew of Nova 9 had been trained for months, prepared for hostile encounters with alien species. But nothing could prepare them for what was about to come. Deep in the control room, the sensors suddenly flickered, and a red alert warning blared through the station, lights flashing urgently across the walls. Mara's heart skipped a beat as she rushed to the main console. Multiple unknown ships approaching fast, shouted Ensign Rico, his fingers flying across the holographic keyboard. The aliens came from nowhere. Appearing as dark silhouettes against the starlit backdrop, they moved with precision. Faster than anything humans had ever seen. Captain Voss, a seasoned officer who had faced countless skirmishes in Earth's frontier colonies, immediately issued commands. Shields up. Prepare defense protocols. Report weapons readiness. Every crew member sprang into action. Alarms echoing through the corridors. The tension was thick, like a storm ready to break. Outside, the alien fleet spread like a shadow over Nova 9. Their ships were sleek and terrifying, glowing with strange energy that pulsed like the heartbeat of a predator. The first wave of attacks hit the station without warning. Explosions rocked the outer hull, and alarms screamed even louder. Debris floated in the zero-gravity corridors, and Mara had to hold on to the railing to keep from being thrown across the room. The humans fired back, their laser turrets spinning and unleashing bright red beams, striking alien ships, but for every ship destroyed, two more seemed to take its place. The aliens were relentless, and their strategy was unlike anything Earth had encountered. It was clear they were not just attacking for conquest. They wanted to annihilate. Damage report. Captain Voss shouted, his voice firm but edged with tension. Engineers scrambled, their faces pale under the flashing lights. Hull breach in Sector 7. Life support compromised. We have casualties. Mara's mind raced. She remembered the stories of humanity's great victories. But here, she realized the real cost of war. The outpost was not just a collection of metal and circuits. It was people's lives, homes, and dreams. And they were under siege in the observation deck. Ensign Rico saw something strange. Captain, the aliens. They're communicating with each other in a pattern, almost like they can anticipate our moves. Voss nodded grimly. They're intelligent, far more organized than scouts. Focus on defense. We'll buy time for Earth to respond. The battle raged. Seconds felt like hours. Laser fire lit the void. Alien ships darted and twisted, avoiding human fire with terrifying skill. The crew of Nova 9 worked like a single organism. Shields were patched, weapons recalibrated. Every man and woman doing their part to survive. Despite their best efforts, the aliens breached the outer defenses. Their boarding pods shot across space, striking the hull with explosive force. The station shook violently, doors twisted, and alarms merged into a deafening roar. Mara and her team fought to contain the damage, sealing compartments to prevent further loss. The human spirit burned bright, refusing to bow to fear. Through the chaos, a strange signal appeared on the main console. It was weak but unmistakable, a message from Earth. Hold your ground. Help is on the way. The crew looked at each other with renewed determination. Even as explosions ripped through nearby modules, they would not give up. Humanity would fight. No matter the cost. The aliens, sensing resistance, changed tactics. focusing their attacks on life support systems and communications. Cutting off Nova 9 from the rest of humanity, Captain Voss clenched his jaw. They want us isolated, but they underestimate us. We've survived worse. Mara gripped her rifle, scanning the corridors, ready to defend every inch of the station. Minutes turned into a grueling battle. The station rocked from hit to hit. Alarms blaring, sparks flying from broken consoles. Yet the humans adapted, using clever tricks to trap alien boarding pods and sending warning flares into space to mark dangerous zones. Every action was precise, every decision mattered finally. Just when the station seemed on the brink of collapse, the alien ships paused, hovering at a distance as if reconsidering. Mara exhaled, not in relief, but in readiness. The worst was not over. The aliens had come to test humanity, and humans had shown they would fight with courage, intelligence, and determination. Nova 9 was battered but alive. The crew counted their losses, patched the broken systems, and prepared for the next wave. The attack had been a warning, a test, and humanity had survived the first strike. Mara looked at the stars beyond the viewport. The universe was vast, dangerous, and full of enemies. But she knew one thing: Earth would not remain silent. Somewhere in the dark void, the alien commanders transmitted a message back to their fleet, perhaps underestimating the humans, perhaps fearing them. The first act of war had ended. But the story was only beginning, and the galaxy was about to witness the fury of humanity. Humanity's resolve back on Earth. The alarm systems blared across the command center of the United Earth Defense. Commanders and leaders rushed to their stations. The faces on the screens were tense, every eye fixed on the unfolding disaster at Nova 9. President Arlen stood at the front of the room, his hands gripping the edge of the console. "We have lost contact with Nova 9, and the alien fleet is stronger than we imagined," he said, his voice steady but firm, every word carrying weight. This was not just another skirmish. This was an attack on humanity itself. Admiral Rayla, the commander of Earth's fleet, stepped forward. "Sir, we can respond, but we need a strategy. The aliens are dangerous. Their technology is advanced. We cannot fight blindly." She pointed to the holographic map floating above the table. Red blips marking the alien ships, moving like shadows in space. Scientists and engineers crowded the side consoles, running simulations, testing the limits of human weapons. "We've found a weakness," said Dr. Lin, the chief scientist, excitement and fear mingling in her voice. "Their ships rely on a central energy core. If we can disrupt it, we can cripple the fleet." President Arlen considered the advice. The room was silent except for the hum of machinery and the occasional beep of alerts. "Then that is our plan," he said. "We will strike their homeworld, but we must act with precision. We cannot afford civilian casualties among humans. And we must send a message that Earth will not be attacked without consequence." Meanwhile, back at Nova 9, the crew held on, unaware of the plans forming on Earth. Captain Voss monitored the alien ships, noting every movement, every pattern. "They are testing us, probing our defenses," he muttered. "They think they can scare humanity, but they are wrong." Mara checked the crew, their faces tired but determined. "We survive this, and Earth will answer back," she said, her voice carrying hope, her eyes scanning the viewport, looking at the dark shapes of alien ships. She knew the humans would fight smarter, harder, and with more courage than the aliens expected. On Earth, the fleet assembled, hundreds of ships of all sizes, armed with the latest weapons and piloted by trained soldiers. The strategy was clear: hit the alien core, demonstrate human strength, and protect humanity's frontier. Admiral Rayla issued orders with precision. Form the strike groups, Maintain distance until the attack point. Stay ready for evasive maneuvers, the crews nodded. Understanding the gravity of the mission, Dr. Lin monitored every signal from Nova 9. Analyzing alien frequencies, if we time the strike correctly, we can disable their communication network and prevent reinforcements. It's risky, but it's our best chance, she said, the tension in her voice hiding a spark of hope. Humans thrived on risk, on ingenuity, and on courage. As the Earth fleet jumped to the alien system, alarms rang in the alien command centers. They did not expect a response so quick. Their eyes widened at the holographic images of human ships approaching at impossible speed. This was no simple retaliation. This was humanity showing it would not bow to fear. Back on Nova 9, Captain Voss watched the distant blips of the Earth fleet arrive. A feeling of relief and anticipation filled the crew. They had held the line, they had survived the first strike, and now humanity was coming. The tables would turn, and the aliens would see the price of attacking human outposts. The aliens reacted, launching scouts to intercept the Earth fleet. But the humans were ready. The fleet split into strike groups, dodging attacks while focusing fire on the alien power grids. The first waves of battle tested human tactics. But every maneuver was precise, every attack calculated. In the observation deck of Nova 9, Mara and Rico watched the battle unfold from a distance. Their hearts racing. Earth is doing it. They are fighting back, Rico whispered. Awe and pride in his voice, Mara nodded. This is humanity. We do not run. We do not hide. We fight and we win. Minutes turned into tense hours. The alien fleet began to falter under the coordinated strike. Explosions lit the dark void. Human ships moved with intelligence and speed, showing the aliens that attacking a human outpost was a mistake. A costly mistake. President Arlen watched the live feeds, satisfaction and pride in his eyes. Humanity had survived, and now humanity had struck. This is our message to the galaxy, he said softly. We protect our own, and anyone who attacks us will face the consequences. As the alien fleet retreated, disrupted and damaged, the humans regrouped. Ready for the next phase of the mission, the resolve of humanity had been proven. The crew of Nova 9 had inspired a response, and the universe would soon learn the meaning of human courage, intelligence, and strength. The first battle was over, but the war had just begun. Humans would fight with all they had, and the aliens would remember that Earth did not forgive attacks on its people. Humanity's resolve was strong, unwavering, and unstoppable. The counterstrike Earth fleet entered the alien system with calculated precision, ships gliding silently through the darkness of space, laser turrets primed and shields at maximum. Every pilot knew the stakes. Failure was not an option. Captain Voss watched from Nova 9 as the distant horizon lit up with streaks of red and blue energy. This is it, he said, his voice steady but full of anticipation. Earth is showing them what humanity can do. Mara and Rico stood beside him, eyes wide, hearts pounding, ready to witness the tide of battle shift. The aliens were caught off guard, their scouts destroyed before they could alert the main fleet. Human strategy was precise, each strike hitting critical energy nodes and communication hubs. The alien commanders shouted orders, but confusion and panic spread quickly. All strike teams moved to intercept. Admiral Rayla commanded from the flagship, her voice calm but authoritative. Focus on disabling their engines, cut off their escape routes. Precision and timing are everything. Pilots responded with synchronized movements, weaving through the alien ships with incredible skill. The first wave of attack hit the alien fleet. Explosions blossomed in the blackness of space, bright orange fireballs lighting up the void. Alien ships spiraled out of control, crashing into each other or drifting helplessly, yet the aliens fought back fiercely, their energy weapons cutting through human shields, forcing pilots to dodge and maneuver with deadly precision. Lieutenant Mara's heart raced as she guided a damaged drone to intercept an alien ship targeting Nova 9. The drone zipped through the wreckage, colliding with the alien vessel, causing a chain reaction of sparks and fire. The station shook from the distant blasts, but the crew cheered quietly at the small victory. It was a sign that humanity's ingenuity could match brute alien force. Meanwhile, in the Earth fleet, young pilots executed daring maneuvers, weaving through enemy fire, striking at the alien command ships. Disrupting their coordination, one by one, alien vessels fell, their energy cores overloading and exploding in brilliant flashes of light. The void of space seemed alive with the rhythm of battle. But the aliens were cunning. They regrouped quickly, sending elite fighters to flank the human fleet. Their speed was terrifying, their attacks relentless. Admiral Rayla calmly adjusted the formation. Split into defensive groups, use the asteroid belts for cover. Target the elite units first. The humans adapted instantly, using every advantage in the terrain, every move planned with careful intelligence. Captain Voss smiled faintly at the sight. They thought they could outmatch us with numbers and technology. But they forgot one thing: humans fight with courage and mind. Mara nodded, gripping the railing, watching as the humans executed a perfect pincer maneuver, surrounding a squadron of alien warships, forcing them into surrender or destruction. The battle raged for hours, lasers and missiles lighting the void, shields flaring as impact after impact shook the ships. Explosions left trails of fire and debris. Every human ship was tested to its limits. Yet every pilot pushed forward, refusing to yield an inch. The determination of humanity shone through every maneuver in the midst of chaos. A young pilot named Jarin executed a daring attack on the alien fleet's main control vessel, his ship diving straight into a storm of enemy fire. Lasers tearing past his shields, his hands steady on the controls. He launched a final precision strike that disabled the alien vessel's engines, causing it to drift helplessly. The alien fleet faltered. Confusion spreading among their ranks, their movements became chaotic. Signals scrambled. They could no longer coordinate. Humans seized the advantage, every strike finding its target. Every plan executed flawlessly. The tide of battle had turned. The counterstrike was succeeding back on Nova 9. The crew watched with awe and relief as the distant flashes of explosions signaled human victory. Captain Voss turned to Mara. This is what I call humanity's strength brains. Courage and unity. We survive, we fight back. And we win. Mara nodded, a small smile breaking through her tension. And this is only the beginning. Admiral Rila's fleet pressed forward, moving toward the alien homeworld, ready for the final phase of the mission. The alien forces were scattered, crippled, and demoralized. But the humans did not underestimate them. Every move was calculated, every pilot alert. The next strike would determine the fate of the system. The universe seemed to hold its breath as humanity advanced. The counterstrike was more than a battle, it was a warning. A demonstration that humans would not be conquered easily. The aliens had learned a painful lesson. Attacking a human outpost was a grave mistake. And now they were paying the price as the first phase of the counterstrike ended. Nova 9 and the Earth fleet regrouped, repairing minor damages, planning the next assault. The humans had proven their resolve, their courage, and their strategic brilliance. And the galaxy would never forget the moment humanity showed its true power. Retribution. The human fleet emerged from hyperspace above the alien homeworld. The planet a swirling mass of clouds and glowing cities. A world untouched by human hands until now. Captain Voss and Mara watched from Nova 9, their eyes fixed on the distant horizon, the air thick with anticipation. "This is it," Voss said, his voice low but firm. "All the suffering at Nova 9, all the lives lost, we end it here." Mara nodded, gripping the railing, her heart pounding. The crew of Nova 9 and the pilots of Earth's fleet knew the weight of their mission. It was not just survival, it was justice. Admiral Rela issued commands: strike teams. Focus on the energy cores and communication hubs. Disable their defenses before they can react. Precision is key. We want maximum effect with minimal collateral human casualties, pilots acknowledged. Maneuvering with precision around the planet's orbit, alien defenses reacted quickly, firing energy beams and missiles at the incoming ships. The human fleet dodged and countered, lasers cutting through alien shields, explosions lighting the darkness. The battle had shifted from survival to vengeance. Every human on board knew the stakes. Mara watched the alien cities through Nova 9's observation window. The scale of civilization was staggering. Yet she felt no pity. She remembered the outpost. The chaos, the lives lost, humanity had endured. And now it was time to show the aliens the consequences of attacking humans. Strike teams deployed specialized weapons, planetary disruptors designed to collapse the alien energy grid. The first strike hit, sending shockwaves across the planet's surface. Alien ships scrambled to protect their cities, but human tactics were faster, smarter, and more coordinated than anything they expected. Explosions rocked the alien world, fire spreading across the surface. Alien defenses failing one by one, Captain Voss and his team monitored the strikes, making adjustments, dodging enemy fire, ensuring their attacks were effective. The humans fought not just with weapons, but with intelligence, strategy, and courage. Inside the alien command centers, panic spread. Commanders shouted in confusion, trying to regroup, their systems failing. Their communications jammed. The humans had dismantled their network before a single counterattack could succeed. It was a precise and overwhelming display of power. Mara and Rico watched as the alien cities crumbled, a mix of awe and horror on their faces. "It's over," Mara whispered, yet even in the destruction, she felt the weight of the choice. Humanity had destroyed an entire world. But they had no choice. The aliens had attacked first, and Earth would not be safe otherwise. The final strike hit the planet's central core. A brilliant explosion tearing through the surface. Energy waves scattering debris across space. The alien homeworld was obliterated. Silence fell over the battlefield. Only the hum of the human fleet and the occasional flicker of distant fire remained. Captain Voss turned to his crew, his face solemn but proud. "This is what happens when you attack humanity. We survive, we fight, and we ensure the safety of our people." "This is the cost of aggression," Mara nodded, knowing the galaxy would remember this day. Humans had proven their strength, intelligence, and unyielding resolve. Admiral Rela ordered the fleet to regroup, surveying the damage, ensuring no threats remained. The alien forces that survived the destruction fled, scattering into the void, defeated and demoralized. Humanity had sent a clear message. No one would strike Earth without consequences. Back on Nova 9, the crew watched the last flashes of the alien world's destruction fade into darkness. They felt relief, sorrow, and triumph all at once. The station had survived, the fleet had succeeded, and humanity had exacted retribution for the attack on their outpost. Mara looked at the stars, her eyes reflecting the distant ruins of the alien homeworld. "We are stronger than they thought, smarter than they expected, and we will protect."